Silver Dollar City, we had our scripts, but we definitely like to improv sometimes, and sometimes it was just way out there and unexpected. So on the train at Silver Dollar City, we love to have fun. We love to improv a bit. We love to goof around. And especially as the robbers, we love to try to set up that conductor for something unexpected that would leave him speechless. I mean, that was fun. Yes, as the conductor, I definitely got stuck a couple of times. There were a few things that I had the fun of. A couple things creating myself and doing unexpected, and a few things that I was the victim of as well. So these are a few of my favorites that we got to do out there and just play around with. Generally, one of the easiest ways to improv is at the very beginning of the train script. So when the robbers stop the train, you've got to have a reason to stop the train and set it up for the robbery and get rid of the conductor. The way they do that is, well, let me show you a clip of how the first part of the robbery is supposed to go and how they send the conductors off.
What are you doing flagging me down out here in the middle of rattlesnake country? Well, now we stopped you here to warn you. Warn me about what? Yankees! Yeah, buddy. Right there around that bend, there's nine of the biggest, old, ugliest Yankees y'all ain't ever gonna see. 9 of them. They got these wooden work clubs. They're swinging and swatting at everything, but they ain't hitting much. Oh, why not? They're New York Yankees. Now, bowling ain't been Yankees until 50 years. What, 50 years? At least. Well, they're back. Yeah. They're back. Well, they're 50 years older now. They're moving a lot slower, but they're back and they're mean. Well, now, how could you know they're so mean? Well, last night me and Ralph, we sneaked up on them in the bushes and we heard them talking. Well, after you heard them talking, what'd they say? Well, the bushes, they didn't say. Not the bushes, you blockhead, the Yankees. Oh, well, why didn't you say so, Ralph? You tell them what they said. All right, they said, whoopee! Yee-haw! Hey. What they said? Word for Yankee word. Well, I'm just pretty sure that it's on the train speaks that Yankee talk. You want to cipher that for us?
Do not touch
it. It means they're going to swoop down on your train. Whoopee! Burn it to the rails. Yee-haw! Then they're going to steal all the women.
No.
Hey.
So that part was pretty basic. Yankees is how you got rid of them, but we would definitely change that up a little bit. Sometimes it was in how we described what the Yankees were talking about, such as this example. Ralphie, he sneakied up on him in the bushes to hear him talking. He heard the bears talking, he heard the possums talking, he heard the raccoons talking, he heard the foxes talking. Hey, do you know what the foxes said? Ding, 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 ding. Or we may throw in a little bit of style. Now, Mr. Conductor, though, you need to be careful if you're going to go up there and go checking out them Yankees, because they got style. Yeah, Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Don't. So, yes, we definitely had some fun. We get some great reactions when we do goofy stuff like that. One of my last days on the train, I actually had a lot of fun because I actually left Rick near speechless. One of the few times I got him, because Rick was impossible to do this too. But this one we actually captured on video, and Rick, being the pro, rolls with it and goes. But yeah, it wasn't Yankees this time. Well, you can see.
Well, we might be ugly, but y'all rode 5 miles to see us, so you better get up this hill. I want you. What do you think you're doing stopping my train out here in the middle of nowhere? You just relax. We stopped your train to rob you. What? I mean, warn you. Warn me. About what? Giants! What, giants? Up around that bend, 9 of the biggest, tallest, meanest, ugliest looking giants y'all never done saw. They've all got these huge woodwork clubs. They're swinging and swiping and swatting at everything. But don't you worry, they can't hit much of nothing.
Why is that?
They San Francisco Giants. They believe me.
Encourage that.
But the one other time I left Rick totally speechless. It was September 19th. I was out there robbing with Joe, and we decided I decided to do something completely unexpected. Joe was usually rock solid. Joe was amazing, but it was usually stay on the script. But this one time, Joe flexed with me, and so Rick pulls up, and he runs into this. "Arr, we stopped your lane scooter to warn you. Up around the bend, pirates! 9 of them, the meanest, scurriest, ugliest pirates you've ever done saw. They've all got these huge wood war cudgels, and they're a swinging and a swiping, but don't you all worry, they can't hit nothing. They's Pittsburgh pirates." And yes, September 19th, International Talk Like a Pirate Day, and we did the whole robbery in pirate speak. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. And I was told to never do it again, which, I didn't listen to. I did do it a couple other times. That was one of my favorite shows, and one of the very few times I have seen Rick totally speechless. That was great. But I had a couple other variations on it that I would do as well, such as, "Hey, you just be happy we stopped your train to warn you. Rams! Up around the bend, you've got 11 of the meanest, ugliest rams you've ever seen. They're all chasing around this poor little guy holding a package, but don't you worry, they can't catch him or hit him for nothing. They St. Louis Rams." Kevin Day was one of the most creative minds I've ever seen. The guy constantly threw out new lines and changed stuff up, and just had a ton of fun. Kevin would leave you speechless. And I learned early on when I was robbing with Kevin to just roll, to go along with whatever he did, to the point where Kevin and I like to think, had a pretty good chemistry. I knew we were doing something good when the engineer, who had seen hundreds, thousands of robberies, if Kevin and I were out there robbing, he would actually step out on the edge of the train engine so he could hear us and watch us. All right, that must be pretty good. If we're entertaining the engineer who's seen this a ton of times and wants to see us do it, we must be doing all right. Kevin would create new lines constantly. For example, there's a part of the robbery where the conductor's telling Alfie and Ralphie that he wants to meet their ma on the train. The normal setup for this line is the conductor's telling Alfie and Ralphie that he wants to meet their ma. And as they start down the steps, Ralphie says, "I'd like to meet her too." That's how it's supposed to go. And then the conductor goes, "What?" However, it was not unusual, especially for Kevin, to change that line to leave Alfie a little bit speechless, because Alfie is supposed to respond with something that kind of rhymes and goes along with it. You know, like, "I hope she didn't lose her shoe." Kevin, especially as Ralphie, would change his line and do something completely different. And then Alfie's trying to come up with something that rhymes and sounds similar and make it up. So he may say something like, "Well, I hope she's on the train," or "I've never met my ma," or something like that. And poor Alfie's just going, "All right, now what?" The whole point is designed to leave the guy speechless and stumped, and then get the conductor laughing at Alfie for once. Kevin was just crazy. And our last day robbing, the first year, Kevin and I were out there on the last day, and Kevin came up with some great ideas. He went over to the toy store and managed to talk them into letting us borrow 2 stick horses. And we completely re-upped the show. So the conductors pull up, the train's out there, and Kevin is the only one standing there. There's no Ralphie. I'm hiding. And the conductor's kind of going, "What's going on? All right, why'd you stop my train? Hey, don't you worry, we stopped your train to warn you. Ralphie's gone on up ahead." And then I came running in on this stick horse. There's engines up ahead, and I ran the horse as fast as I could, but I'm so tired, I don't know why. And we just did this whole show with the stick horses and changed everything up. And okay, the first couple shows were a little rough, but by the time we hit like our 3rd or 4th show, we were rolling with this thing, and we had the train passengers rolling, and the conductor's not quite sure what to expect, but we were getting some fantastic shows. Enough so that 3-4 years later, when they decided they wanted to try to rewrite the train script, they attempted to take Kevin's stick horse script and then adapt it and change it for people who didn't know how to do it, and it didn't work, unfortunately. But Kevin and I had it working. Stick horses. If you ever hear about the stick horse show, Kevin Day is the guy who deserves to get credit, and yeah, I just kind of rode along. But the other Kevin out there, he was also known for making up stuff, and he's actually got a couple lines that live on the train today. So if you pull up and you're hearing the show, and Alfie turns to Ralphie and says, "Hey, you remember that talk we had last night up in the cabin?" And Ralphie replies with, "Oh yeah, shaking chickens doesn't make scrambled eggs." Or he says, "You said don't paint the little kitties with the white stripes on their back. They're cute kitties." Those are Kevin Huffman originals, and they stick on. I do like to think, though, that I do have one line that has remained on the train today. You hear it sometimes, and as far as I know, I'm the one who introduced it. And it's actually part of the conductor spiel. And it's the end of the ride as they're pulling into the depot, and the conductor says, "Hey, if y'all had a good time today, my name is George, and I'd love to have you come ride my train again sometime. But if you haven't, then my name is Josh, and I'm standing up on the depot waiting for you." I do hear him occasionally use that, and I love it. So have you seen other improvs on the train? Have you seen other funny lines? I'd love to hear your stories. What's your favorite parts that they do? What's your favorite part that they did unexpectedly? I'd love to hear it. Please share it in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. I also want to give a huge shout out and thank you to my YouTube members and to my Patreon supporters. I couldn't do what I do without them, and even some of the footage that you see here is thanks to them helping make it possible and happen. I do want to give a shout out to my brand new ones on YouTube. Thank you, Chelsea C, for signing on. I appreciate it. Welcome to the club. Also over on Patreon, a big, huge welcome to Elvin Ariara. I hope I said that right. Welcome on board. Thank you. And a thank you for Matt Darby for returning as well. Thank you so incredibly much for watching. God bless. And the standard line is the conductor says, "I want to meet your ma." And the... So Ralphie, he sneakied up. Okay, try and get this. Trying to jump into this thing in the middle is tough. Ralphie, he sneakied up on him in the bushes. He... I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know your thoughts, your comments, your suggestions, your ideas. Be sure to share them in the comments below, or you can contact me. There's information in the description that has my email address, fan pages, information about merchandise, and so much more. So be sure to check that out. Don't forget to hit that like button, share the video, and if you haven't already, hit the button right up there to subscribe. And in fact, if you did enjoy this, I've even got another video for you right here. And also about these wonderful people here, those are my YouTube members and my patrons, the ones whose financial support makes this possible. I couldn't do it without them. If you want to know more about that and the perks that come with it, well, be sure to check the description. There's a link right down there. Thank you so incredibly much. God bless.